Peter, let's talk about bees, their brains and how they navigate.
Yes.
I noticed that if I move my backyard beehive a meter away, my bees return to the old location. So bees' navigational accuracy, after flying up to 12 kilometers away. This is remarkable accuracy, for a little bee asked me a question. Peter,
How long have bees been around?
25 million years, compared to 2 million for humans. Peter,
How big is the bee brain?
1 cubic millimeter, yet it is the densest neurophile tissue among the animal species. A bee brain has 960,000 neurons compared to 20 billion neurons in a human brain.
Ian, how do bees find their food?
Bees find food the same way other animals find food, through sensory input and understanding of the features of their environments. Bees have an acute sense of smell, and they can remember and recognize patterns, such as the patterns of colors that are likely to be near good food. Guard bees recognize human faces and even distinguish among human faces. They can also recognize symmetry, a trait that scientists typically associate with more intelligent life forms. All of these abilities help bees find and recognize flowers, which produce the pollen they use for protein and the nectar they use for energy.
How do bees tell their sisters where to find food or a new nest? Ian.
By dancing. Bee dancing is one of the most studied animal languages.
Dances require a bee to know where she is relative to the food. Ian. How does a bee know where she is?
She uses two known tools to understand where it is. One is her solar compass, which lets her remember where things are in relation to the sun. The bee's ability to see polarized light lets her determine where the sun is regardless of whether it is obscured by clouds. The other tool is her internal clock, which lets her keep track of how far she has flown. Her internal clock also lets her determine of how much the sun moves during her journey. In other words, when she returns to the hive, she can tell her sisters exactly where the food is in relation to the current position of the sun, not the position of the sun when she found the food. As a bee matures, she also learns about how the sun's path across the sky changes during different seasons of the year and at different latitudes if her hive is moved. She can incorporate these changes into her measurements.
How does a scout bee recruit sisters to get to the food she found?
The scout bee distributes samples of the food, which will help her sisters find the food when they reach their destination. Then, she performs a dance on the vertical surface of the combs in the hive, where the sun direction is represented as up. As the dance progresses, the dancing bee adjusts the angle of the waggle runt to match the movement of the sun. The dance contains information about distance, direction and foraging efficiency. Bees have an amazing capacity to learn and remember. They are the Rolls-Royce of the insect world due to their amazing brain. Humans and bees share up to 30% of the same genes, including many genes involved in brain function. As bees need to memorize more directions, they can grow tens of thousands more brain cells on an as-needed basis. The bee brain is sophisticated for its size, and like a human brain, it needs constant sensory input and stimulation to develop properly.
When do the bees stop bringing this food back to the hive?
The worker bees in the hive determine when the hive has enough of a type of food or building material and to inform the foraging bees. They do this by changing the way they accept the material. If they accept it eagerly, the foragers know that the hive needs more. But if the workers are reluctant to unload the material, the foragers know that the hive has plenty.
I would like to see a movie about how bees dance.
Okay, let's see the bee dance movie.